The movie begins with a vehicle attempting to cross the U.S. border, but Border Patrol stops it after discovering it's packed with people trying to enter the country illegally. Just as the officers prepare to seize the vehicle, Agent K arrives. He works for a secret agency that handles cases involving extraterrestrial life. He questions one of the passengers, who claims to be from Mexico, but quickly realizes the man doesn't speak a single word of Spanish. The suspect is taken aside, where Agent K reveals that he already knows he's not human. The alien, whose name is Mikey, has come from another planet. Agent K asks him when he was released from prison, but the alien suddenly bolts. K quickly takes him down while the border agents watch in complete shock, unaware that aliens actually exist on Earth. To prevent widespread panic, Agent K pulls out a mysterious device and instructs the officers to look directly at it. A bright red flash wipes their memories clean, erasing everything they just witnessed. The story then shifts to James Edwards, an NYPD officer chasing a suspect with extraordinary abilities. The man runs at incredible speed, leaps across massive gaps, and even crawls up the sides of buildings. James is stunned by what he sees, but he eventually catches him. Before being arrested, the suspect mutters strange warnings, saying someone is coming to kill him and that the world is about to end. Moments later, he jumps off the rooftop to his death. Next, we meet Edgar, who walks outside after noticing that a spaceship has crashed into his truck. Curious, he approaches the impact site, only to be dragged inside by an alien creature and killed. The alien then strips off Edgar's skin and wears it as a disguise so it can blend in with humans. It enters Edgar's house, where his wife immediately notices something is terribly wrong, but she doesn't react. Edgar asks her for a glass of water, and she fills it with an absurd amount of sugar before handing it to him. He drinks it all in one gulp. Soon afterward, she notices the skin looks strange, and the alien simply smiles as it pulls the loose skin tighter over its body. The film then returns to James, who is questioned by a group of agents after the suspect's apparent suicide. When James describes the man's superhuman abilities, they laugh at him and accuse him of pushing the suspect off the building. After they leave, a medical examiner named Dr. Weaver approaches James and tells him she believes his story. She asks him to meet her outside the morgue so they can talk. However, before they can speak, Agent K intercepts her and erases her memory of the entire incident. Agent K then takes over James's interrogation. He asks him to describe everything he saw and whether he could recognize the weapon if he saw it again. James confidently says that whatever he witnessed wasn't from this world and that he would definitely recognize the weapon. Agent K takes James to a jewelry store owned by someone James already knows. When asked if he sells any unusual weapons, the shop owner denies everything. Agent K pressures him until James watches in disbelief as the man's head splits open. The shopkeeper presses a hidden button beneath the counter, revealing that he's actually an alien weapons dealer. James immediately recognizes the weapon he saw earlier. Agent K demands to know who bought it, but the dealer refuses to answer. K calmly tells him that this will be his last day on Earth before he's sent back to his home planet. Afterward, Agent K erases James's memory of everything that happened. He then takes him to a restaurant and explains that aliens regularly visit Earth. James listens in complete disbelief, but tries to joke about it instead of showing fear. A moment later, Agent K uses the neuralizer once again, wiping James's memory completely. Before leaving, he hands James a business card with an address and tells him to show up there the following morning. The next day, James arrives at the address and finds a recruitment session underway. The applicants are informed that they will be selected through a series of physical and mental tests, although none of them know what they're actually being recruited for. James finds the whole situation strange but goes along with it. When he tries to fill out the application, he realizes the chair makes it almost impossible to write. So he simply gets up, drags the table over to himself, and continues filling out the form while everyone else stares at him in confusion. During the shooting test, every applicant opens fire on the obvious alien targets. James, however, fires only a single shot. One of the agents asks why he chose to shoot the little girl instead. James explains that every alien target was acting perfectly normal, but the little girl was carrying books far too advanced for someone her age, making her the most suspicious person in the room. After the test, James chats with the other candidates while another agent privately asks Agent K for his opinion of him. K decides that James is exactly the kind of person they're looking for. As they walk together, James notices the other applicants having their memories erased with the same red flash, making them forget everything that happened. Agent K finally reveals the truth. Aliens really do live on Earth, and he invites James to join the agency. He explains that the job involves identifying aliens disguised as humans, stopping any illegal activity they may be involved in, and protecting peace throughout the galaxy. However, there's one final condition. If James chooses to join the agency and become Agent K's partner, he must give up his old life completely. He'll have to abandon his friends, his family, his identity, and every personal relationship he has ever had. Faced with such a life-changing decision, James pauses to think carefully before making his choice. James continues questioning Agent K about the agency, wondering why its existence is kept secret from the public when ordinary people might actually be able to help. Agent K explains that people often act foolishly and make decisions they end up regretting. He tells James he has until sunrise to decide whether he wants to accept the job. It's a difficult decision, but the following morning James makes up his mind and heads to the agency. He meets Agent K, who takes him down into the underground headquarters. There, K explains everything James needs to know about the organization's mission, monitoring alien activity and maintaining order. James officially becomes one of the Men in Black. His entire identity is erased from every record on Earth, and he's given a new name, Agent J. Wearing the iconic black suit for the first time, he's incredibly proud and excited to begin his new life. The story then shifts back to Edgar, who is stalking a man with a cat. However, Edgar isn't interested in the owner, he wants the cat itself. Meanwhile, back at headquarters, Agent K and Agent J detect an unauthorized landing in northern New York. Their chief orders them to investigate the area. Before they can leave, another alert reports alien activity, and Agent J prepares for his very first mission as a Men in Black agent. The two agents drive out and stop a suspicious individual who turns out to be an alien traveling with a female companion who's about to give birth to an alien baby. Agent K questions the man, finding it unusual that he chose Earth as the birthplace. During the delivery, James ends up catching the newborn alien, but he stumbles and falls while still holding the baby. Even so, the agents decide to continue investigating the situation. Later, Agent K notices a newspaper article about a woman claiming her husband died after being taken over by a strange alien creature. At the same time, Edgar disguises himself as a restaurant employee to get close to the cat. He kills the cat's owner, but the cat refuses to go with him and runs away, forcing Edgar to chase after it. Agent K and Agent J visit Edgar's wife to question her about what happened. She tells them that a spaceship crashed into her husband's truck and that he started acting strangely afterward. His body also seemed completely different. Once they've gathered the information they need, the agents use the neuralizer to erase her memory and replace it with a happier story to explain her husband's sudden disappearance. As they continue searching for more clues, Agent K discovers that the creature wearing Edgar's skin belongs to an incredibly powerful alien cockroach species. The two agents begin figuring out the best way to stop it. They then head to the morgue, where they find the body of the cat's owner while the cat itself is completely unharmed. The medical examiner explains that the corpse has no internal organs and that the cause of death is unlike anything she's ever seen. Suddenly, the body opens up, revealing a tiny dying alien. Before taking its last breath, the creature tells them that the killer is searching for something called the Belt of Orion. It explains that it's actually a hidden galaxy that must be protected to prevent an interstellar war. After delivering the warning, the alien dies. James can't stop thinking about the alien's final words, even though they make no sense to him. Agent K then uses the neuralizer once again to erase the doctor's memory of the alien. After returning to headquarters, James notices a woman who had previously applied to join the agency and is happy to see her again. The agents continue analyzing the dying alien's message and eventually discover that the creature inside Edgar's body is an ancient alien prince. Before they can fully process everything, another alien activity alert goes off. It leads them straight to Edgar, who's destroying a store while searching for the galaxy. He eventually realizes that the cat is carrying it and rushes off in pursuit. Agent J and Agent K catch up with him and attempt to stop him. James fires his alien weapon, but the recoil launches him backward with tremendous force. He keeps firing without realizing that the massive destruction caused by the weapon could expose them to the public. Agent K quickly scolds him, reminding him that using alien weapons in front of civilians is strictly forbidden. Agent K then visits another alien, disguised as a talking dog, who explains that if the alien cockroach gains control of the galaxy, Earth will be in grave danger. He also reveals that the galaxy really is on Earth, but it's no larger than a small piece of jewelry. At that moment, James suddenly puts everything together. He remembers that the cat's name is Orion and realizes it's wearing a tiny pendant around its neck. That's when he figures out the pendant is actually the hidden galaxy. The agents race to the morgue to retrieve the cat, but Edgar gets there first. He steals the galaxy and takes the doctor hostage. James arrives, just in time to spot Edgar, who grabs the doctor and jumps out the window with her. The agents chase him through the streets, but eventually lose him and return to headquarters. There, they learn that the planet Rosenberg has decided to destroy Earth because the galaxy wasn't handed over. No one knows how to stop the impending attack. Then James notices a monument dating back to 1961, giving him an idea. Agent K immediately floors the accelerator and speeds toward the location. When they arrive, they draw their weapons and finally confront Edgar in front of his spacecraft. They open fire and destroy the ship. Edgar then sheds the skin he had been wearing, revealing his true form, a gigantic alien cockroach. A fierce battle erupts as the monster throws the agents around and overpowers them. During the fight, the creature swallows Agent K whole. James notices several small cockroaches crawling on the ground and crushes them under his feet, enraging the giant alien. He deliberately taunts the monster until Agent K, still inside its body, fires his weapon from within, blasting the creature into 2 pieces. Sticky alien goose splatters everywhere as they recover the galaxy and save Earth. Just when they think it's over, the alien suddenly comes back to life and lunges at James. Before it can reach him, Dr. Weaver grabs a nearby weapon and blows the creature apart once and for all. After the mission is over, everyone returns to headquarters. Agent K asks James to erase his memory because he feels it's finally time to retire. He explains that he was never training James to be his assistant. He was preparing him to become his successor. James hesitates at first, but ultimately honors K's request and wipes his memory. In the final scene, Agent K awakens to begin a brand new life. He walks through the streets of New York with his new partner, who turns out to be none other than Dr. Weaver from the morgue. And with that, the first movie comes to an end, setting the stage for the sequel. Thanks for watching.